Okay, guys, today we're going to be doing a lesson out of Luke chapter 6. In this part of the Gospels, Jesus is teaching his disciples about loving your enemies, and this is something that's very hard for us to grasp, not just in the 21st century, but us as humans. This is a very difficult concept. So what Jesus says here is, he says, love your enemies and do good to those who hate you. Bless those who curse you and pray for those who persecute you. And he goes on to say, if you love those who love you, what credit is that to you? Even sinners love those who love them. And if you do good to those who are good to you, what credit is that to you? Even sinners do that. And this is just so hard for us to grasp as humans, because like for me, the first thing I want to do when somebody does something wrong to me, or someone hates me, someone mistreats me, is the first thing I want to do is get back. I want to get back. I want to, pay them back for what they've done to me, so then I get it right. But Jesus says that's not the way. And that's something that doesn't make any sense to us as humans until you realize that we've all flipped off God in our own unique ways. We've all done wrong. We've all hurt people. If you think you're perfect, you're not, because I know I'm not. But whenever we try to love our enemies off our own strength, it never works. And like when Jesus is saying this, it looks like Jesus is just like telling us what to do without actually doing it himself. And a lot of people have problems with religion because people will tell you what to do, and then they'll go on and do the same thing or even worse. And then that just makes people have a bad taste in their mouth about religion or Christianity or any of it. But the thing about Jesus is that he came down to earth and he did what he was telling people to do. He actually lived that life. And when Jesus was bleeding and dying on the cross, he says to all of his enemies who've been mocking him and torturing him for hours, he says, "Father, forgive them, for they don't know what they're doing." Like, what is that? That's crazy to think that he could even say that after being completely tortured, For me, that would be impossible for me to do. There's no way. But like with God, those things are possible. Jesus came to this earth to show us what real love is. And real love doesn't love only the people who do good to us, but also those who do wrong to us. And in 1 Corinthians 13, 4-7, it says, love is patient, love is kind. And it goes on to say, keeps no record of wrongs. When somebody has wronged you, the first thing you want to do is get back. But through faith and trust in Jesus, we have the ability to truly love them and see them for who they are, someone who's created with value and purpose in their life. Now, I'm not saying that loving your enemies is easy. It's not. But when you leave revenge behind and give it to Jesus, that gives us the ability to love those who hate us, and tells us when you put your faith in him and you begin to trust Jesus, that is the only way that real love can come into this world.